think enterprise IT is a little obsessed with the idea of a machine. I think our successors are going to look at this obsession and see it as quaint and anachronistic. Here's why. This is a foot. The international foot is 0.3 meters long. It's a standard unit of measure based on the length of a human foot, roughly 12 inches. And it was used in most Western cultures, divided into 12 or sometimes 10 inches per thumb or 16 fingers or digits. The first standard foot measure was from Sumer, where a definition is given for a statue around 2500 BC. This building, for example, is around 1600 feet tall. This is a knot. A knot is a standard unit of speed determined by the International Hydrographic Organization, and it's based on the rate at which a knotted line thrown overboard spooled off the boat. This boat, for example, can reach around 52 knots. This is a horse. Mechanical horsepower, also known as imperial horsepower, is about 550 foot-pounds per second, or 745 watts. It's a measure that was used originally to define how a steam engine compared to a horse's output, so people could better judge the usefulness of a particular steam engine they were buying, which was pretty quaint. This is a machine. A machine is a standard unit of measure for computing based on the old idea of a computer. For example, this is a 50,000 machine cloud. It's important to realize that increasingly a machine is becoming a concept rather than an actual device, as we become distant and separated from the individual components that make up some kind of computing stuff. And because of that, a computer is an antiquated notion, or soon will be a vestige of a bygone age. This may look disgusting, but it's here to underscore a simple fact. There's no value in seeing how the sausage is made. My friend James Duncan is a pretty sharp guy, and he likes to use the following analogy. This is a kettle, and this is a set of hydroelectric generators, the ones in the Hoover Dam, to be precise. In the long term, working at the infrastructure level of your hardware is like calling up a dam and asking them to turn on a generator so you can make a cup of tea. It's a big nuisance. Unfortunately, we love the idea of machines. Here's an example of a dysfunctional conversation between a developer and an IT professional. The developer shows up with some sharp tie, fancy shoes, and goes to their IT professional with their ironic glasses and prominent neckbeard and says, "Hey, I need 6 virtual machines for the new accounting app I'm building." And the enterprise IT professional says, "Well, you can have 3. Okay, but one of them needs 4 CPUs. "Well, I need them back in 6 months," says the IT professional. "No way, I need them for at least 2 years. "Okay, 1 year, deal." This is a pretty dysfunctional conversation when the idea of a machine doesn't actually add any value. Instead, what it should look like is this. Hey, I have an average of 200 and a peak of 500 users for this code I've written, and here are the characteristics of its performance. Well, how responsive do you want it to be? 99% of the requests should take less than 4 seconds. Do you have any special needs? Yeah, it's in a regulated industry and it has to be able to restore when there's an outage within 2 hours. And then the IT professional says, okay, go code it. Make sure you use the following APIs to ensure compliance or availability. The bottom line here is that a machine is a lie